regarding what we talked about, since we do have a little time. I planned for a good 40 minutes.
All of that and reviewing all of that in my mind, because you gave us a lot to chew on.
Yes.
And some really good stuff. I love the beginning part about having people talk. I think the most important thing, and I know you can't cover everything in a short time, is we're creating a sense of family, a sense of unity, and a sense of belonging. You want people to feel like they know each other because we're all in this together. And I think that's the most important thing that we can create as early as possible. When people come in on the call, feel welcome, feel like I'm welcomed here, I belong here, and I like it here. And that's our job, is to create that sense of family and community. And hey, we're here to help you. We are building a team together. You're not in this by yourself. It's that old cliche. You're not in it by you're in business by yourself, but not for yourself, but not by yourself. So I think that's a vital thing to point out to people. People want to feel like they are part of something bigger than themselves, and they are a vital part of it, and they're an important part of it. And then there's a bonding that takes place that people don't want to let go of. So that's the most important part of the beginning.
You'll agree, right, Joe? We can't do that with just one or two people. We all have to help each other to do that. That's a community.
No, that's our responsibility as team members, and you pointed that out, but not as strong as I would. If you don't have a guest, I get on these calls whether I have a guest or not, because I feel an obligation to be there to support the team. The more people that people hear, if they don't hear anybody on the call, they say, this thing must be, this thing ain't working or nobody's interested. The more people that chime in, the more names they hear, the more places they hear, the more they get a sense of bigness about this, and the more they sense that I'm doing okay. If these people think it's good, it must be good. I'm at the right place at the right time. So it's important that we all support each other. If I've got a prospect on, I want 50 other people to chime in, because that impresses my prospect. And the same thing, if I don't have a prospect, I have an obligation to the team to be on, so that I'm supporting other people. The rising tide rises all ships kind of thing. We all are in this together. Let's help each other grow together.
I
As
love
we help
that.
each other, we help.
Go ahead. They say that the acronym for this is, when you don't need the team needs you. That's what Joe's talking about. When you don't need the team needs you. And the day you need
it's all about energy. It's all about energy. People feel other people, and you pointed that out. The reason you raise your voice, the reason you act excited, is you want to create positive energy. And with the phone we're limited, or with the webinar we're limited, but it will be felt. If there's enough positive energy, people will feel that. So
I do, and I see
wonderful point.
Adrenaline. Thank you, Joe. I feed off of the adrenaline of people coming to the call, so I love when you're here. Thank you. And
you're very welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
So, Carlin,
yeah.
Carlin, you got a question. You got a question out there that just got texted into me. Janice wants to know, when you're on the phone with a stranger, how do you turn them into a friend?
How do you turn them into a friend? That
how do you warm up? How do you warm up the call?
It's really interesting. When I've had let's say a batch of leads, let's say Brian says, here's some people I need to call, and could you help me out by calling them? I might have the time to be able to start calling on his leads, and he might even listen, but maybe he says, I don't want you to use my name. So that's kind of fun. I've taken those. I wanted to talk about that for just a second. It's kind of fun to take a prospect and tell them, hi, your name came across my desk by somebody who really thought a lot about you and asked me that I give you a call. And then they go, well, who is that? Well, who did that? And so real funny, I said, I have so many people on my desk. I'll tell you what, let me look that up and I'll get you that information if that's important. And it never comes back around as that's an important question. It's so funny. We just start relationshiping. And when I talk to a total stranger, I talk to the stranger, Janice, as though I know them. I basically would pick up the phone, hi, Janice, this is Carlin, and I start talking to you. And then somebody might say, who? And I say, well, Carlin, you see, you don't know me yet. However, and then I'll even tell them why they don't know me. I got your name from, you were once went to whether it's a lead or whatever, and that's tends to be a lot of minds. So it's at one time you requested information about either starting a home-based business, earning some extra income, or just saving money. I mean, is that still true? Great. This is a courtesy follow-up call. Sometimes I say, I've had so many people that are so interested in things, I just didn't want you to fall through the cracks. Most people are wearing those signs on their forehead that says, make me feel special, make me feel important, and make me feel chosen. That's also behind what's in it for me. Okay, so if you learn those 4 little things, make me feel special, make me feel chosen, and what's in it for me, and those things are so important when you talk to a person. And if you can find a way to address that in your pitch or while you're talking to them, gosh, I just wanted to make sure I got back to you and made sure I gave you any answers that you wanted. I just tend to make somebody feel, I actually can take a total stranger who will tell me at the beginning they're not interested and turn them totally around just based on the fact of how you relate to them and talk to them and say, well, I'm really interested. And then I would say to them after, since they told me why they're not interested, I said, well, just out of curiosity, why would you have an interest in what I was going to talk to you about? And we haven't even talked about what it is. And then they start selling me on them. And then I start to learn more about them the same way. As Joe and I were talking a second ago, it is about those questions. It's just simply about learning how to ask questions. So when you talk to a stranger, do you have a few minutes? I don't want to be, this is not an intrusive call. I just do want to have some personal time with you. That all of a sudden, that makes them feel really special. Wow, you want personal time with me? Oh, no, I have time right now. That's normally the response. And then you begin to relationship build. Find out and get the answer to the questions you need to find out how what we have fits into what they need. Because there's a lot of people that do more than just 1 or 2 things also, by the way. And so I like to say I'm the largest referral queen, because if you do something that I don't do, then and I work with you, I'm going to definitely say, I have a partner that I work with. I think that you guys might have a really good match here. Do you mind if I have this person give you a call? And I might do that. And then understand that not everybody will work into your personality. If you're someone who tends to be pretty positive, but you get a real analytical person and everything has to be in writing, I'll tell you what, I take a big breath when it comes to that. And I immediately have to know, who can I put that person on the phone with that will have the patience and the time to work with them and help them through that, because that's difficult for me. So I learned how also never to throw away a lead, always to pass that lead to somebody else and do a third-party introduction. And then it might be a very good thing. It's in my organization. It's just with a different person, and I may have partnered up just the right people to work together. So always be looking for how can you best help that person. Look in your mind, not how they're going to help you, but look how can you help them. And if your genuine interest in what you're doing in this business and this career is really about the people, it's going to show. Because I learned from the pink card lady herself who ran that company, Mary Kay did tell me. She said, it's really amazing, but when people come at you with dollar signs, other people know that. And if all you have is dollar signs in your eyes, people will know that's all it's about for some people. And she says they don't seem to realize that what you breathe and what you believe comes across in the way you become conceived that way with somebody. So if you're genuinely excited about meeting people, excited about their interests and how and what you have in life can help them, then you find out, what you can do. And when somebody says, well, timing, opportunity, and money have to come together as well. And if timing, opportunity, and money just don't come together right now, then ask them, hey, listen, I want to stay in touch with you. Is it okay if I give you a call and, just stay connected? Because things might change for you. And that you come to learn probably in as we do things, that as much as we have friends, as much as our friends are there, when our friends are involved in our business, they become a lot closer friend, more like family, like Joe was saying. And those are the people you really stay tightly connected to. So you find that people who start to like you, start to relationship with you, they want to do business with you because they know they stay tighter connected to you. So it's everybody who says, well, how many people can you call and how many people can you recruit and how many people, you know what, that just depends on the skill of the driver. And today you learn some of those phone skills that will help you to drive your car or your vehicle a little bit better in the lives of other people. So I hope that answered the question. And that's funny because she covered her bases. I got the same text. I was saying, wow, she's on the ball.
Well,
I'm here now. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Okay, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to ask that question personally. I appreciate your answers today, Carl, and this has been really great. I was wondering just before if I could ask one more question. I don't want to hog the time if somebody else has a question.
No, go ahead.
I did have another question.
Fire away.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, it's no one else has a question right now. I did. Because all of us are coming across other networkers or people in other networking companies, multi-level marketing companies, business opportunities. And I was wondering, how do we do that with people that we either associates or people that, come to us and, approach us about another business opportunity? How can we turn those quote-unquote competitors into an opportunity for them looking at potentially becoming partners with us here in Telecare? How do you handle that?
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great question, by the way. And one of the things I like to do is when I meet somebody, the question that I love to ask is they'll say, hey, well, what do you do? And I said, well, let me ask you, what do you do? I actually turn the question around. And don't laugh, I actually kind of call it the Jesus game because I thought that was remarkable when you read in the scriptures how God always asked them a question when they put him on the spot. So they say, when you're in trouble, ask a question. But I have come to find out by asking somebody, turning that question right back to them, that people love to talk about themselves and what they do. And understand, you do open a door sometimes because other people don't know what you learned today about keeping the mystery and not telling you everything. So they may throw up on you and tell you their stuff. But then they're going to turn around eventually and say to you, so what do you do? And normally what my answer is I'm in the people business. I'm in the life-changing business. I love to help people excel in their business and share later what I do and align with other business people in business, other networkers as well. Because if we're all working to help refer people to each other, we become very powerful. The commercials pull in all of the big, money for themselves. We really need the advertisement of other people. And I've said if you had 5 networkers that are in different fields all advertising for you and you were doing the same for them, you would never need to find another lead. And so it comes down to literally finding other people and discovering if this is partly true for you. Now, I'm going to tell you it's true for me. I want to have the largest backyard network marketing referral company. And by that I mean my backyard is the whole United States. So, it's even worldwide, depending on what company or who I'm working with. But I want to be able to say, I tell a person, give me some of your cards so when I meet other people, if they have an interest in what it is you've explained to me you do, I can refer you. The first thing most people will tell me is, okay, but give me some of your cards and they want to do exactly what you do. So you've heard me say, do it right or do it wrong. Either way, it duplicates. So if I know that what I'm doing is the way I want to conduct business, I want to lead it that direction, and I'm able to then get people to duplicate me and very simply say, by the way, I also pay for referrals. And that could be with free gifts or other things that I do. The bottom line is I really perk their attention, and they're holding on to my cards like gold because I'm doing the same with theirs. I only need a few cards, one for my own database, and then a couple cards, especially if I like them. I want to say, I've said to people before, hey, if I were to run across somebody that needs your service, what would be the 1 or 2 line, like an elevator pitch, that I would tell them of how I could bring you into my conversation? And so what I've been able to do is get somebody to stop telling me about everything they do and just give me a simple elevator pitch, that 20-second, when they need da-da-da-da-da-da-da, this is where I could help. Oh, my gosh, that's perfect. That's all I need to know. And that, they get so excited because I actually help them hone in their business of telling me in 20 seconds what they do rather than taking 30 minutes to tell me that. And I tell people up front, be up front and have up front contracts. So like this. And when somebody wants to say, you know what, I'll look at yours if you look at mine. Say, I'm really not in the business of swapping business for business. So I just want you to understand that right now. But if I'm open to hearing what you have or I want to see, I'll be happy to take a look so I better understand what you do. But I don't entice somebody, and I never want somebody who, once we've talked about business, for them to think, Now you have to join mine or I'm going to join yours because people will try to change the contract on you. So make it up front that this has nothing to do with what we just spoke about. However, I definitely want to look, especially if you do have an interest to see more. And I have come to find out, being a coach that works with all kinds of people, I couldn't join every single person's business. I would have a list a mile long, and I would be more their competition rather than somebody who's an advocate in their back corner. And that's another nice way you can say this to them. Oh my gosh, I already have 3 and 4 streams of income that I work with great partners. And to get yourself out of trouble, I hope you all can hear this is a great line, especially if you're working with other people and partnering with them in other businesses. You know what? I'll tell you what, I'll run this by my partner, and we'll see if we have an interest for this because we already do multiple streams of income. But I know we would love to refer people to you, but we have a couple things that everybody does and everybody can do that really doesn't involve, new money or involve switching over a service or money. So we do something already that doesn't make people come up with new funds. And so that's something we're involved in. Now, people will say to you, how do you do that? There's your peak interest. That's, you know what, to be fair to you and my program, I would really rather take time where I can give you a quality. So I'll tell you what, I can let me call you back at a better time or text you something. Give me your phone number right now. I'll text you, and then I'll help you, and then we'll take time to talk about it. Remember, it's pique their interest, expose them to your business plan, and do that 3-way call. Those are your 3 magic bullets, what I just told you. And so you can literally work that prospect into doing exactly what you know to do, what you've been told and coached. Oh my gosh, I have to pique their interest. I have to expose them to my plan before I can actually take them to a 3-way call. So remember, that's your ulterior motive once you're doing your business. And so when they're pushing you against the wall to have you tell them everything because they've just thrown up on you, you've got to be able to pull back, hold back, and then relationship a little bit more. Make it, because why will they want to work with you? Everybody else is doing this. Why do they want to work with you? You have to show them that. Show them the benefits of working with you. And I never give a friendship enticing for a business. I know that's crazy to say. I build my relationships, but not everybody can have your true friendship. That's just, it's not even practical. You have to literally pick the people you want to work with so you can help them in their business. And through that, I develop my friendships, and I keep my friends for a lifetime. So that's something that I don't give away just freely, even though people will feel, oh my gosh, she could be my friend. And you want them to know that, but you can't always gift that away, and don't use that as an enticement. If you come and work in my business, we can become friends. That's not what you want to do. You want to really relationship build first. Find out if that's a friend you want to put in the other hand in that special pocket that you want for the rest of your life. That's what you look for. Does that answer those questions?
Oh, my gosh. Yes, that is a great answer. Thank you so much. I just need to write this down over, and I'm glad the call was recorded because what you're giving out today is so many great tips. It is recorded.
Carlin, I guess that answers our question. We'll have to get this recording up on the website.
Yes, you'll have to. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Carlin, I just want to let everybody know it's going to be top of the hour here.
Okay.
The Good Words, Bad Words training, if people are on our text mobile system, they've received a text with the link to listen to that training.
Nice.
It's also in the Facebook group, and it's on the team website under Audio Center at starmakers.us.
Now, Stephan, some people have asked me, how can they get notifications from you if they're not in your texting system yet and they are not receiving text from you? What do they need to do? Can you share with them? So that's also
sure.
recorded.
So the best way to be included in the team communication system is to go to starmakers.us, and on that home page, scroll down a quarter way on the page. You'll see a red button that says Get in the Loop. Click on that, fill out the form. Tell us if you want to be in the mobile system. If you say no, then I won't put you in. If you say yes to the mobile system, I'll put you in. and then you'll be good to go. You'll be in our email system and our text system, and you'll never miss a communication.
And Stephan, every time anybody signs anybody up, the first thing they need to do after the enrollment process takes place, whether you're now holding the application to put into the new system for this week only, nevertheless, go immediately, walk your prospect, be there with them involved. Walk them to the team website and say, let me make sure you get in the loop so you can get your official welcome letter from the support line and myself. Yes. So
I want to qualify. If you want your people to receive the global messages from team leaders, because we do the work for you. If you're on vacation, your people will still get notified if they're in the system. Then you have to do what Carlin said. Go to starmakers.us, go down to the red button that says Get in the Loop, and help your people go through that process. That way it will duplicate, and then they'll help their people, so on and so forth.
Because remember, we want to show them that you're in business for yourself, not by yourself, but this team goes the extra mile to prove it, because we try to do it a little bit more together so that people understand, wow, I'm really going to get the assistance I need.
It's an interesting dynamic, isn't it, Carlin? Leaders lead, followers follow.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
You want to be a leader, you lead. We're at the top of the hour.
Hope you've had as much fun as I have.